Israel Keyes was a serial killer who operated in the United States from 2001 to 2012. He was born in Utah in 1978 and grew up in a religious family. As a young man, Keyes joined the Army and served for 3 years, including a tour of duty in the Middle East. After leaving the military, he worked as a carpenter and construction contractor and lived in several different states. Keyes was an organized and methodical killer who planned his crimes carefully and took steps to avoid detection. He did not have a specific victim type, and his victims ranged in age and gender. Keyes was known for using kill kits, which were pre-stashed caches of weapons, tools, and other supplies that he could use to commit murder. He would leave these kits in remote locations throughout the country and then travel to these locations to carry out his crimes. Keyes' first known murder was in 2001 when he abducted and killed a young woman in Oregon. He would not be caught for another 11 years, during which time he committed several more murders across the country. In 2011, Keyes abducted and killed a couple from Essex, Vermont, Bill and Lorraine Currier. Keyes broke into their home, held them captive for several days, sexually assaulted and tortured them, before murdering them and burying their bodies in a shallow grave. Israel Keyes' next victim was Samantha Koenig, an 18-year-old barista working at a coffee stand in Anchorage, Alaska, on February 1st, 2012. Keyes had been planning the abduction for months and had been scouting the coffee stand, looking for the right opportunity. Keyes approached Koenig's stand with a gun and forced her into his car, which was parked nearby. He then took Koenig to a shed located near his home, where he kept her for several days. During this time, Keyes sexually assaulted and tortured Koenig. He also took a photograph of her with a newspaper showing the current date to prove that she was still alive. On February 17, 2012, which was 2 weeks after the initial abduction from the coffee stand, Keyes contacted Koenig's family, demanding a ransom for her safe return. He instructed them to deposit the money into Koenig's bank account using her stolen debit card. Keyes then proceeded to dismember Koenig's body and dispose of it in Meticulously Lake, about 30 miles north of Anchorage. After Koenig's family reported her missing, police began a search for her. Keyes had taken great care to avoid leaving any evidence behind, but investigators were eventually able to link him to the crime through surveillance footage from the coffee stand and other sources. Keyes was arrested in Lufkin, Texas on March 12, 2012, after using Koenig's stolen debit card to withdraw money from an ATM. During interrogation, Keyes confessed to Koenig's murder and provided some details about the crime, including the location of her body. One of Keyes' most disturbing aspects was his lack of remorse and the sheer pleasure he took in killing. He said that he enjoyed killing people and that it was a form of addiction for him. Keyes also claimed to have planned to continue killing for many years and had identified potential victims in several states. Israel Keyes committed suicide in his jail cell in December 2012 before he could be brought to trial for his crimes. He took his own life by cutting his wrist with a razor blade, and he left behind a note that contained a cryptic message that some believe could have been a clue to the location of one of his kill kits. The full extent of Keyes' crimes may never be known, but it is believed that he may have been responsible for as many as 11 murders. His case remains a haunting reminder of the danger posed by organized and methodical serial killers who are able to avoid detection for years.